If you grew up anything like I did, there were two things that we really knew about money: how to work very hard to make it and how to spend it. That's it. No one ever sat us down to teach us how to keep the money, how to make it grow, or how to even make it work for us. And what is really wild about this is that we are teaching our children the exact same thing. Not by our words, but by the things that we do. They watch us wake up very early in the morning, go to work and work hard like our lives depend on it. And then we miss important events. We don't even have the time to spend quality time with our children. We cannot even give them our fully undivided attention because we're either at work or we're too tired to play with them. So we're trying to catch up on sleep. But as soon as that paycheck hits the bank, our children watch us run out to the store and just buy, spend all that money, pay bills, and do everything we can to get rid of that money. Sometimes we can even try to save just a little bit for emergencies and put it in the bank. Meanwhile, inflation is out there just wreaking havoc on the value of the money we have in the bank. So in this video, I want to share with you how to get ahead of inflation using these 4 asset classes that can really work very hard for you, because these 4 asset classes help me to move my net worth from 0 to 7-figure net worth without having any previous financial background. So no finance degree and not working in any finance industry. But I was able to use this asset and build really good wealth in a short period of time of about 6 years. I know that financial talks can be very dry and boring, but you're not here for entertainment. You're here because you're different. You're here because you want to build something for yourself, for your family, and you're not just hoping, you're actually doing. So before we get started, this is a disclaimer. This video is only for educational purposes only. I am not your financial advisor. I recommend that before you invest in anything, you should do your due diligence and you should also contact your financial advisor for guidance. Asset number 1, government bonds. A lot of people are sleeping on this one. I understand that bonds sound boring, but boring can be beautiful. Bonds are not just paper contracts. They are backed by the full faith of the US government. When banks crashed in the Great Depression, guess what kept paying out? Bonds. In 2015, there was a bank run in Greece due to financial crisis, but guess what was still standing? Government bonds. Bonds are great because they don't follow the mood swings of the stock market and they don't depend on trends or social media panic. They just do what they're supposed to do, quietly growing your money. Asset number 2 is real estate. I am big in this one. Like, I have most of my assets in this one. Real estate. This is not just about owning a home. This is not just about owning rentals or owning a house or an apartment complex. It is one of the oldest, most proven ways to grow your wealth. It appreciates and holds its value. I know that sometimes we do have the market crash like in 2008, but it always comes back up. And most people would say, I don't want to deal with tenants or the maintenance and all of that stress. Cool. You can invest in REIT, which is a real estate investment trust. You can invest in that because REITs invest in apartment complexes, invest in commercial buildings, and even some senior living facilities. You can invest in REITs without ever having to deal with tenants or having to deal with the maintenance of the apartment or of the homes. Sometimes when I talk to people about real estate, I usually get this comment: I don't have a lot of money for down payments. I don't have the down payment. But guess what? Whoever told you have to do it by yourself? You don't have to do it by yourself. You can get a partner. You can partner 2-3 people and come up with the down payment so that you share the risk as well as the reward. Asset number 3, gold and precious metals. I just recently got into this one this year. What do people run to when everything falls apart? When the stock market falls apart, when real estate falls apart, when everything falls apart, people don't run to cash, not crypto, not stocks. They run to gold. It is the ultimate store of value for thousands of years. During wars, during recessions, and even in government collapses, gold has stood the test of time through it all. Because unlike cash, where the government prints money however they feel like, you can't print gold. So it holds its value. You cannot duplicate gold, so it holds its value. Gold doesn't care about your inflation. If you buried gold, a piece of a gold coin 100 years ago, and you go dig it up, it still holds value, if not more than what it did 100 years ago. But if you had buried some cash 100 years ago and you dig it up this year, guess what? You and I know that it would almost have no value. Gold and precious metals are your anchor, because when the world goes wild, when the stock market crashes and everything else collapses, you are not just holding it. You're not just storing money, but you are protecting purchasing power. The number 4 asset that puts you ahead of inflation is buying a business. I'm not talking about starting a business. The chances of a startup becoming successful is very, very small. Buying a business that is already profitable. A lot of people are retiring this year, like millions of people, millions of business owners are retiring this year. And guess what's going to happen to all those businesses? They're looking for people to buy. Businesses that are already profitable, they're already making money. So you're not getting a job, you're not buying a job, you're not starting your own business with a very slim chance of making it. You're already buying an asset that is already producing money, already is stable, has employees, is already running very smoothly. That's the kind of business I'm talking about. Just like real estate, most people would say, I don't have money for the down payment. I don't have money to buy the business. Guess what? You only need to come up with like 10 or 20%, and then you can apply for SBA loan. If you qualify, they take care of the rest. And because the business is already profitable, making money, you can pull money from there monthly to pay down the loan. Another way that you can come up with the down payment is by getting a partner. Just like in real estate, you could bring in a silent partner that doesn't really care about the operation of the business. He just wants to make sure that his money is safe and his money is making money for him. So you can pull in resources, but before you buy a business, make sure you do your due diligence. Make sure that you get an expert who understands the numbers, a broker who is going to work in your favor. Before we wrap it up, let me leave you with this. It is smart to have money in the bank, but only what you need for emergencies. Anything more than 3 to 6 months worth, that money is silently losing value. Don't let the fear of failure stop you from building a better financial future for yourself or for your family. In this community, we don't just consume information. We learn and we implement so we can change our financial story. This is the one strategy that helped me get away from not making any money to building a 7-figure net worth in a span of 6 to 7 years. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 4 strategies you are going to implement this week. Even if it's just one small step, I want to cheer you on. I want to see your comment and respond to it and encourage you, because you deserve more than survival. You deserve abundance. You deserve financial freedom. You deserve the freedom of time, instead of just working double, triple, 4 shifts, 4 different jobs, and not having enough time for yourself and not having enough time to give your children undivided attention. And always remember to choose growth over comfort. Comment down below. I choose growth over comfort. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I see you in the next strategy session.